So, hi everyone. Welcome to the Saturday edition of Consciously Positive, the morning edition. Normally, you take this sessions only in the evening during the weekdays, but Saturdays and Sundays we basically talk about the morning sessions. So today, my name is Vinay, and I'm a business coach and also a life coach. I coach people to accomplish organizations and individual results. Anyways, that's not about me today. It's all about you today to understand about a topic which is called thinking versus thoughts. Now, imagine a point where you are at the airport and you're at the airport and you are waiting for your suitcase to come via uh, the place where you basically check out your luggage via that thing. So what would you do? Would you pick up every luggage? Would you pick up every suitcase, or would you pick up only your suitcase? So the answer is very clear, as simple as water, which is yes, you will pick up only your suitcase. Now, what does this talk about? This talks about that there are two things that we are dealing every day in our lives, in our mind. One is thinking, and second is thoughts. We always talk about negative thinking, positive thinking, but we don't understand one simple thing that it is not about negative thinking. It is about the continuous thoughts that similar to the airport example that I've given to you, that you have 60 to 90,000 thoughts every single day, and in every single day you are not picking up every single thought. So negative thinking is not a thinking which is a conscious thinking. Negative thinking, when you say, it's not about conscious thinking, it is about the believing of the thought that comes to you. It's like picking up every suitcase at the airport, right? So now you're not negative thinker. You are an automatic thought catching person. Imagine this is something which is happening. So there are about 60 to 90,000 thoughts that comes to your mind every single day. It's up to you to pick up what kind of thinking that you got to develop here. Okay. Now consider a river and a boat. Now, when you have river and river, the water comes, the water you see in the river, goes with their own way. Sometimes it's turbulent, sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's soothing. But when you have both with you, you can direct your way wherever you want to go in the river. But if you don't direct, the waves are going to take you the way they take you to the direction of how your thoughts also take you to the direction. So you're not going to believe every single thought. So consider as an example where you have been rejected in an interview. Consider an example that you have made a loss in the stock market. Consider there's an example that you have a fight with your colleague, and you have a conflict with your colleague or your spouse. Okay. Now, what is the first thought that comes to your mind? Oh, this is very bad. This is not supposed to happen. Okay. And more importantly, the more negative that comes to your mind, I'm not that great enough. That is why people are rejecting me. I'm not competent enough. That is why people are rejecting me. Now, these are the automatic thoughts that gets triggered when an incident happens. But the moment you do the contemplation and you understand and you sit with yourself and take a pause here and check out, okay, what exactly is the core reason why at all things are the way they are. What do I need? Let's say if you failed an interview, what kind of skills that I need to develop so that I can clear my interview in the next session. So I'm not, when you say I'm not competent enough, I'm not good enough. So basically these are the automatic thoughts that comes from your memory. That's not your conscious thoughts. When we are at the consciously positive sessions, we are basically listening to various speakers, and these speakers are only telling us to remain conscious and take a conscious thinking action so that we are on the track of what we and where we want to go. So we are rowing the boat as per what we want to deliver, want to reach out to a place where we want to reach out. Okay. Now I'm going to give you this is not this session is not somewhere where I am only talking about the concept of thinking versus thoughts. I am going to make you experience right now about what exactly are thoughts and what exactly can be the right kind of thinking and where you basically take up the right kind of thinking. Okay. So I would ask you to close your eyes and I'll ask you to close your eyes and take a long, deep breath. Breathe out. At the count of five, take a long, deep breath. One, two, three, four, five. Hold it for 5 seconds more. One, two, three, four, five. And release it for 5 seconds. One, two, three, four, five. And now allow the breath as it is coming. You're not here to judge how is my breath. आप ये नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि मेरी ब्रेथ फास्ट जा रही है तो मेरे को उसको स्लो करना है, मेरी ब्रेथ स्लो चल रही है तो उसको थोड़ा फास्ट करना है. जैसी ब्रेथ चल रही है, it's how it is going, you are continuously just watching your breath. And as you are watching your breath, you are giving account to your breath. Breathing in is one, breathe out is two. Again, breathe in is three, then four. So you're giving count to every single breath. Now you go to the next level where you are watching your thoughts. You just have to watch the thoughts and give every thought a number. A thought comes to your mind, what's going on? Is thought number one, what's going to happen? Thought number two, a thought comes to your mind, this is crazy. B, similarly, a past thought comes to your mind, जो पहले 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 कभी हुआ है, कोई इंसिडेंट हुआ है, वो थॉट आ रहा है. This is thought number three, four. ऐसे करके similarly you are basically giving number to every thought. Whatever thoughts that come, just be aware. Don't judge it as label. Just make thoughts get that number. If you forget the number, go to the thought again and start from the beginning. Sorry. Thought can come to your mind. How long this is going to go? This is again a thought. Just give this thought a number and proceed. Thought will come. Then what will going to happen after the session? Just give that number to your thought. Now, slowly and slowly open your eyes, and you may like to put in the chat box or unmute yourself and give where did you reach in terms of number and what has been your experience. Anybody can unmute yourself and share what happened in this exercise, up to which number that you could reach.
Uh, Vinay, what I observed is when I was counting, the thought slowed down, and then
Okay.
it was an effort to count them. But the moment I stopped, then I can see it is 10, 20 thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Great. So when you observe that when you were counting those thoughts were slowing down,
Yes, yes.
but were you picking every thought and taking an action on that thought, or when you were just
No,
observing the thought?
no, just observing the thought
Yes.
because it was like uh, it was kind of attention which was diverting from wherever there is a sound, what is happening this side, that side. So, so attention was moving, drifting, but the thought slowed down.
Thoughts slowed down.
Yeah.
So there could be some ideative thoughts that also came to your mind. There was some there, and there was some kind of action thought that also could have come to you.
Yes.
So have you gotten any kind of action thoughts also? Okay, I have to take this action.
Ha, ha. Yes. It was like, yeah, maybe after I'll do it after the session.
Yes, yes, yes. But normally, what happens is normally what happens. Thank you for sharing that. Rajvi, you want to say something?
Okay, so my thoughts were 2030 because as you know, 2030 thoughts. But as I closed my eyes, it's just slowing down and slowing down. It is a good sign. And I'm also in a spiritual journey. So I experience divine and I've experienced very relaxed kind of state
Wow.
because because
Yeah,
because I'm in a very deep meditation state with my caregiver Marian.
yeah,
So it's like very
right. Got it.
hard. Yeah.
So yeah, so that really comes the moment we observe our thoughts and not adhering to the thoughts. We are basically what we are doing is we are just observing and allowing it to go. But the moment we take an action on those thoughts, it is like picking up the suitcase uh, uh, at the airport. Every suitcase at the airport, which we are not going to take up. So now, what's really happening when we say we have a positive thinking? When we say we have a negative thinking, it's not about the negative thinking that you consciously do. But the moment you are conscious about those thoughts, you basically pick up only those thoughts which is going to give you a benefit, which you are not going to choose those thoughts which is not going to give you any value. Let's say if I say that I am not good enough, it's not going to give me any value. But but if it comes automatically from your memory, and it automatically if it comes from your past life, not past life, like in your early childhood days, something has happened and you made a decision at that point in time that I'm not great enough, because you are that point in time you were very innocent and you were not somebody who was very powerful and to handle the situations. So that's why you made a decision on that point in time in your earlier childhood days that you're not good enough, you're not great enough, you are not powerful enough, you are very innocent, whatever you have said it to yourself. Now that becomes your memory, and when something gets triggered in your current life, your memory automatically gives you a signal that this is where I need to move forward, and you take decisions based on that. I have been coaching a lot of leaders at the executive position, and they have accomplished a lot in their lives, a lot in their lives. But deep down, they always feel that I am not great enough, I'm not good enough. So that gives them the identity to push from that quality of doing something more in life. But deep down, they were always feeling empty. Deep down, they always feeling reckless. Oh, I'm not good enough. I can't do anything. I'm not somebody who can accomplish anything. So that's why they were they were also making mistakes also as well. Of course, those mistakes were shut down because they were at the senior position. They were not being visible, but they were also making some mistakes. But more importantly, they were not feeling good about themselves and whatever they were doing. So the idea that I'm going to talk about today, it's not something which is something which is very is possible for me to share this with you in a very short session. But the idea that I'm going to talk about is that there are two things. One is a thought which says you're not good enough, and second is a thinking which you are not in where you are not denying that thought. Sorry, there was some disturbance. Um, so yeah, so what I was saying that there are two things. One is the consistent, persistent thoughts that keeps coming to your mind based on the past memory that you have, and second is taking a conscious decision of what I'm going to do with that particular thought. Okay, this is where you going to establish the distinction between this is where the thoughts are, this is where I'm going to make a new kind of thinking. But why is this possible? Why is this that the memory keeps disturbing you, the memory keeps haunting you, and you are consistently in kind of stress or tension where you are honoring those thoughts? Why there is so much of chaos at the background where you are consistently have to honor? Because there are a lot of incompletions that you have. There are a lot of things that you are not complete about it. There are not. There are a lot of. Can you just hold on for a second, please? 1 second. Sorry, there was some thing here. Now, there was kind of incompletion that I was having with someone who just barged in into my room, despite of me telling them not to disturb. So there was some kind of incompletion which is there, and that's why the whole confusion that has come up. Now, this conversation that I'm having with you right now is based on the two aspects. One is the conscious behavior, and second is the unconscious behavior. The unconscious behavior is your subconscious thought, which is your consistent running a train of thoughts, and you're not going to jump into every train in the platform that you are waiting for. You're only going to jump into that platform, that train where on the platform where you have to go, right? So similarly, you are not here to believe every single thought. It's like when you are like on the internet and we are on the Chrome browser, and something Chrome browser, and something pops up on the screen. You are not taking an action. When you're not taking an action on this from what gets pop up, is something that you are not believing that particular thought that comes to your mind. But when you are consciously thinking, when you're consciously doing the Google search, this is where you want to search, this is where you want to go, this is what you want to believe, this is where you want to take an action on. So this is where you are taking an action on the on the core thing that you want to go here. Now, let's say if you have a place to go, when you have to go from Delhi to Noida, and or probably when you have to go from Delhi to Gurugram. So when you don't have a navigator with you, and you just start um, traveling in your car, and you don't have a navigator with you, and you're just assuming that this road is going to take me to Gurugram, and this road is going to take me to Noida, you are not going to reach anywhere. You might reach somewhere, but you cannot reach anywhere, because you will think that every road that I'm traveling here, it's taking me to the desired destination. But that is not the case. So when you put a navigator and you know the way, or probably you know from your memory, you pick up only those roads which will take you to the desired destination. So this is where the distinction between the thoughts and thinking comes. And when you put the navigator on, you basically take in conscious action on the new thinking that you're going to believe in, so that you are going to go to the desired destination where you want to reach out. Now, why it is so? I was just talking about why it is so that you have multiple thoughts and 60,000 thoughts, and you tend to believe every single thought. Why it is so that you are always attuned to those thoughts, and you take a very different action, despite of you have that technology of creating a distinction, making a distinction between what are the thoughts and what is the thinking. So why it is so that you have to why you tend to get into that pattern of the automatic thinking? It is because of many things, but the more important thing is the kind of incompletion that you have. And when you have incompletion, when you have not given attention to a desired thing, that is why you are constantly attuned to the automatic thinking. So what exactly is the incompletion? So you have to really think about it. You have to understand what exactly is the incompletion. Maybe you have unconsciously hurt someone. Maybe you have unconsciously given suggestion to someone which the person doesn't want. Maybe you have unconsciously or probably consciously also shouted at someone. Maybe you have unconsciously or consciously have done a mistake, which you which maybe unconsciously or consciously you have yelled at someone. So there are many things that is happening on a day-to-day life, and you got to ensure that how can you uh, complete those. So the one tool that you can start using is the tool of forgiveness, so that you can erase during the night. Whenever you start your day, with a lot of things that keeps happening to you, a lot of things that you have some you have done something wrong to someone unconsciously or consciously. So towards the end of the day, when you read forgiveness prayer, there are a lot of forgiveness prayer that keeps coming to you. But आप उसको अगर आप when you even you do a very simple forgiveness by putting that person in front of you mentally, and ask for forgiveness or seek forgiveness, even if you have done it unconsciously, even if you have abused unconsciously, even if you have said a few words to someone which you are not even aware. Basically, when you sit with yourself during the evening, when you are completing your day, and this is where this is where you basically bring out the level of awareness within you, and check out where and when you have said those things to that person, situation, or the circumstances, or maybe you have blamed yourself during the day about certain situations, about certain things that you could not deliver, and you have been cursing yourself, you are blaming yourself, you have been hurting yourself, you have been beating yourself. So you are doing a kind of forgiveness to that thing, that particular person. I mean, आपने आपको आप उनको साथ में बिठा के mentally, when you just bring that person in front of yourself or your own self, and forgive yourself and forgive that person, and also seek forgiveness that yes, unconsciously you have done something wrong. So this is where when you do it, you basically complete yourself, and you take out a lot of weight take a lot of burden from your head, and this is how you can start living a different life, and this is how you start would not start believing every single thought and taking an action on that, and going with that flow. But when you have when you know what's really happening is there a lot of burden which is there on your head and on your shoulders about certain situations that you are not complete about it. But when you seek forgiveness, this is where you start taking out of that burden. The second thing that you second practice that you can do is the practice of gratitude. Right now, there are a lot of areas where you could be thankful of, but you are not expressing your thanks to them. Somebody has given something to you, offer a glass of water, you're not even having, giving thanks to that. There are a lot of good things also. There are a lot of great things also on a day-to-day basis, which for the house that you're living, you're breathing, the body that you are living here. So there are a lot of areas where you are supposed to be thankful, but you're not thankful of. So this is a kind of practice that you can also do. When the moment you start doing this practice of gratitude and forgiveness, you'll see the velocity of the overwhelming thoughts that keeps coming to your mind, and that reduces, and you are only focusing on those thoughts which are relevant for you to take an action on the next level for the next level. So this is a distinction that I'm going to share with you. I had to share with you in this particular conversation of thinking versus thoughts. If you have anything to share on the chat box, if you have anything to talk about, you can unmute yourself and share it. What have you gotten out of this conversation, and what are you going to take an action moving forward, by understanding the distinction between thinking versus thoughts. And this is where you can take your new journey about after the insight of or distinction that you have seen for yourself, that this is thinking and this is thoughts. So it is not about positive thinking, it is not about negative thinking. It's about choosing your thoughts and not believing every thought that comes to your mind. With this note, I want to end this session. If you have anything to share, please unmute yourself. If you have anything to ask, please unmute yourself and please ask. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Vinay. I think it was very powerful distinction that all there are multiple thoughts, but they are all not mine.
Yes, they're not your mind. Yes, yes,
Because most of the time we don't think like that. We think like, all the things are, we get stuck with all the thoughts, whether
correct.
it's relevant or not irrelevant. We just think about it. Why, even if it comes, then we think why it has come. Also.
Yes, yes. You keep questioning them that why these thoughts have come.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
and tend to engage with them. Yeah. So I
Yeah, we
think it's
keep
just like, you know, standing back and not engaging with every thought that we have.
definitely, definitely. And our subconscious mind is not the only subconscious mind that we have. Our subconscious
Mhm.
mind are connected with the universal mind
Yeah.
as well. So
Yes.
a lot of thoughts which are not ours is also something we keep clinging on and keep engaging with those thoughts. It's like it's not my story, but I'm still thinking it is my story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And they are fleeting, so it's like also sometimes even the different people are having the same thought at the same time. So it's just like sometimes when you pay close attention, then you see ki how much, like, everyone is dealing with a similar kind of thought at one time. And then, even struggling sometimes.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely.
Mm.
And we will end the struggle only after when we choose those
Yes.
thoughts which are relevant for us. The
Yes.
struggle gets to an end. Otherwise, the anxiety goes to a different level.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Thank
All
you,
right.
Vinay. Thank you.
All
It
right.
was
Thank you
wonderful.
so much. Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
this is and let's end this session.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I think Rajvin got dropped off, but it's fine. She's back.
Rajvin has joined. Rajvin joined.
Yeah. So maybe
Rajvin, you
just
have to say something before we end the session. We was about to end the session where we thought was boring for you. Would you want to say something?
you have to unmute Rajvin. Yeah.
So when we say thoughts versus thinking. The thoughts versus thinking is when our thoughts run in our mind, we start we start we start constantly having a very fast thought in our mind. So the only way to slow it down is by meditation and hope for me what it works is the only way to slow it down is by meditation and by gratitude.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Yes.
so even even while even while working, they you can't stop the thoughts from running, right? Because you have to think of what you want to do, what you want to do. My worries is about the future, but
Okay.
let it I would say let it go with the flow and let it let it happen as it
Yes,
is.
yes. So the worry
See,
thoughts is not something that you're going to choose now. So the
yeah,
worry thought that comes to you about with that, yeah, there are a lot of there are a lot of thoughts that keeps coming to your mind where you have to take an immediate action. Let's say there is some physical ailment that we have, and we got to take an immediate action on the emergency fact. You have to take you will take immediate action. But when you keep on worrying and becoming anxious on those thoughts, you're not becoming anxious. You're basically choosing those anxious thoughts. Oh, what's going to
yes.
happen now? What's going to happen now? So basically, you're not.
Sometimes,
When you
sometimes,
stop choosing it, you
sometimes it just comes.
yeah, it comes up. It comes up. Yes,
You don't
it
want it
comes.
to come, but it comes up.
Yeah, it comes up. It comes up, and the only thing that you got to do is not to choose that, not to believe that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I feel that I'm more than I think.
you feel
You
that.
see, I feel that I'm more than I think.
You feel that more than you think. Yeah.
I feel that I'm more than I think. But this expectations, these opinions, um, of pleasing people, expecting what people expect of me. I have to focus on myself. And divine is there. We are healing. We are every day we are going through a process called divine intervention. That's why we are humans, right? We are
Yes.
humans. Yeah. So the thing when you have divine intervention, slowly the thought processes slow down.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I,
Yes. Because when you get you at that time you get an assurance. It's a feeling of assurance that everything is fine. A new thought is going to come to you, which is the divine thought that you shared. When you stop believing those thoughts, you basically reach to a state where you connect with the original thought, which is the divine thought that comes to you. And this is where you get aligned with those divinity thoughts. And when you align with these divinity thoughts, everything is at ease with yourself. So you're no more focusing on the low energy thoughts. You're focusing on the high energy thoughts. This is when you stop believing those low energy thoughts, you basically get attuned to the high energy thoughts. So that's very good. That's very good, Rajwin. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you.
yeah,
And this is possible only when you are constantly attending the consciously positive session, and you are the one who is
yeah,
every day attending this consciously positive session, and also you're doing your own sessions as well. So because of that practice that you do, you basically bring up those thoughts in those conversations. So this is very good.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
mean,
Thank. Anything else to share? Should we
it's
end the
it's
session?
hard. It's hard to be in constant thinking because you know what you gonna think about but sometimes you have to breathe and pause and say
Yes.
thank you divine light, thank you my group for everything that you've given me despite
Yes.
the
Yes.
challenges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Pausing
So
it and gratitude, bringing gratitude. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I think you can take one more session on thoughts, just thoughts alone,
Yes.
because I want to know the frequency of thoughts. How
Yeah. Yeah.
how can we s- how can we stop these thoughts from coming? Because
You
when
cannot
the
do. You
mind
cannot. You cannot make the thoughts stop it, but you can be aware of those thoughts and let the thoughts die off immediately.
that is why spiritual journey is helping me.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Because yeah, the late Mr. Prem Kumar, he has passed away, and then he also taught me how to. He was also a regular in Consciously Positive, and he was also teaching us how to be present
Oh, that's
and
wonderful.
be
That's living the
be
present moment. Yeah.
be happy and be joyful.
Great.
So
Great.
thank you, Vinay. Thank you for transformative session,
Thank you so
and
much. Thank you for listening and thank you for
have
participating.
a happy Saturday. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes. You too. You too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.